Okay, so problem solving session, and in this session typically we'll be solving a few problems from recent past papers. I am designing a course, not a course, actually a session, a video analysis session for the SIMCAT 10. SIMCAT 11 will start from 15th of September. So अगर आप लोग इंटरेस्टेड हो तो एक बार कमेंट में बता देना. ठीक है, चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं. क्वेश्चन थोड़े इंटरेस्टिंग से हैं. ठीक है, लाइव में कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है इसलिए मैं इसको रिकॉर्ड करके डाल रहा हूँ. Question says, consider a quadrilateral KING such that a circle is drawn with GI as the diameter of the circle that measures 5 meters. चलिए पढ़ते जाएंगे और कंस्ट्रक्शन करते जाएंगे. ओके, आई डोंट नो कि कितना अच्छा कंस्ट्रक्शन हो पाएगा, बट सपोज दिस इज द सेंटर. ओके, एंड assuming this to be the diameter GI. Now I am taking anti-clockwise, so this I am taking as K. It says that, please pay attention, this is the this thing, right? The center. Now the question is, a perpendicular drawn from K on the circle touches the diameter at A. All right, let's draw that perpendicular from K that touches the diameter at some point A. This is a perpendicular distance. Now it says, while that from N touches the diameter at M. All right, first of all, let's draw the quadrilateral a little properly so that we don't have any issues. Now the distance between M and A is 0.7 meters, and the distance between M and N is maximum possible. Now this is a interesting bit. Why is this given? The distance between M and N is maximum. We know that N is going to be a point of the quadrilateral, okay, vertex of the quadrilateral, and N is going to be that, M is going to be that point on the diameter which is maximum. Where exactly will it be maximum? Just exactly at the center, because from this position N you will find, or in other words I can say that this is the radius of the circle. So this is going to be M, and this point is N. I hope you can see that. Now let me draw the quadrilateral. The quadrilateral will look something like this. Okay, it is very important that we should understand that this is 0.7 meters given. Find the perimeter of this thing. Okay, now one thing, this entire length is 2.5, GM length is 2.5. What about AI length? AI length will be how much? 1.8, because 7, 8 is 15, so 1.8. Okay, so you have got this length. What else do I know? I have no idea. I don't know anything, and I need to find the perimeter of this quadrilateral KING. Let's see if I can calculate anything. Now I will change the color and try to visualize this. Can you tell me anything about this OK length? That is 2.5, of course, because this is the radius of the circle. Okay, and obviously this is 0.7, so what exactly will, now this is going to be 2.4 triplets. Okay, I just, let me verify myself once. 25, 24, 7 is a triplet. 25 is 625. This is 49. 24 is 476. Okay, if I'm not mistaken. This is 5. 7 in 10 11 12, and sorry, this is 576. This is 625. Yeah, तो आप देख सकते हो थोड़ा सा, मतलब external knowledge is not bad, but then again, if you are not comfortable with the the idea of the triplets, you can just simply use the Pythagoras theorem and you can find that out as well. So we can calculate this length as well. 2.4 ka square plus 1.8 ka square, that will give us the square of this thing. We just now calculated 24 का 576, 18 if I am not mistaken, 18 का square कितना होता है? I don't know. Yeah, I have to use the calculator. Okay, there is only some amount of knowledge that we all possess. 324, all right. So what am I doing? 324 plus 576, that is 900. Oh wow, so that is going to be 3.0. Wow, I hope you understood what I did. So this is going to be 3.0. Okay, this length, ki length, is going to be 3.0. Great. Now this is 2.5, this is also 2.5. Please tell me that you don't have any problem, because this is 90, these two will be 45, and this will be 2.5 root 2. Similarly, this is 2.5, this one is also 2.5, this is also going to be 2.5 root 2. Now the only problem that I have is with this one. Also, I don't think that is a problem, because 2.5 plus 0.7, 7 5 12, 4.3.2. So 3.2 का square plus 0.7 का square. Okay. So what do I get? So 7 ka is 49, and 3.2 ka square is what? So 32 into 32 gives me 1024 plus 49. Please give me a perfect square. 1073. 32 point fish. यही अच्छा नहीं लगता साहब. Okay, now I have to think about it. Okay, just hold on. Oh, my mistake. I'm sorry. This is not 0.7 ka square. This is 2.4 ka square. I'm so sorry. Okay. 10. Just a second. What exactly did we find? Ek second. Let me tell you what I did. So this is 32 ka square. 1024 plus 24 ka, just now we calculated 576. So 576, please give me a perfect square. 1600, yeah. So this is 40, yeah, 4.0. Great. This is going to be 4.0. Now 4 and 3 7, 7 plus 5 root 2. इतना टाइम ले लिया, 7 मिनट ले लिया. मतलब सी आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग, सो मे बी माफ कर देना. Students of the 8th standard, let's go and solve this question. All right, so student of the 8th standard new girls school can opt for only Sanskrit, only Hindi, or composite Hindi Sanskrit as their second language. Students have an option to change their preferences only once after the first unit test. Initially 50%. All right, so Hindi, Sanskrit, and composite. Okay, I'm assuming that total number of students is 100. Okay, initially 50% of student opted for only Sanskrit. 50% of 100 is 50, and the remaining 50% opted for composite Hindi and Sanskrit. After the first unit test, 20% of the student who initially opted for only Sanskrit, 20% of only Sanskrit is 10 minus 10, and 80% of the student who opted for composite Hindi Sanskrit. Okay, 80% of this is going to be minus 40. Okay, changed their preferences to only Hindi, which means that this is 50. Minus 10, minus 40. These many students moved out from Sanskrit and composite, went to Hindi after the first unit test. All right. If the student opted for only Hindi after this change of preference is 35. Now, what does this mean? That this 50x is equivalent to 35. How many students who initially opted for composite Hindi Sanskrit have now opted for only Hindi? If you pay attention, those 40 students who opted for the composite thing now has opted for the Hindi part, right? So x will come out to be 35 by 50, and 40x will be 35 by 50 into 40. This is 0.7, this is 28. Let's go to the next question. Alright, this question says, a star-shaped table consisting of two equilateral triangles is shown below. In all, 12 seats are arranged such that 6 seats are at the vertices of the two triangles. Okay, so just a second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and remaining 6 seats are at the points of intersection of the sides of the two triangles, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, these intersecting points. Okay, what is it that they have asked? They have asked in how many ways 12 people can be seated around the table on those 12 seats. Acha, this is the most easiest question of your this thing PNC, right? Take a second. I hope it is visible. मुझे ना थोड़ा सा कभी-कभी डाउट होने लगता है कि ये visible भी है या नहीं. Yeah, so this is a very simple question. This is the simplest question of circular arrangements. The idea is that you just make sure that the first person that comes into this arrangement. Okay, so circular arrangement में क्या होता है कि suppose there are 5 persons and there are 5 seats. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So A, B, C, D, E. What happens is that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persons. The first person comes in. He basically sees everything as one. So he has only one way of sitting. Okay, wherever he sits, that is his position. He has no choice. Any seat that he picks is going to be unique. But the moment he chooses his seat, then all the 4 other seats will not be unique in that sense. Okay. So what is the difference? The only difference is instead of a circular arrangement, this is more like a concentric arrangement in which you have 5 more seats inside. So nothing to worry. All you need to do is that it is going to be 11 factorial into 2 because of this, 2. So the first person comes in. How many possibilities does he have? He have only one possibility. After that, everybody will have 11 factorial possibilities. But because there are 2 arrangements, so that is why I can say that that this will be 2 into 11 factorial possibilities. मतलब ये इसका एक्सप्लेनेशन अगर नहीं समझ में आया मेरा तो उसमें मेरी कोई गलती नहीं है. इसको देख करके ही 2 into 11 factorial मार्क कर देना चाहिए. बाकी I don't want to waste time on this. We are not mathematicians, we are just problem solvers. A pole is on the top of a hill if the point on the ground makes an angle of elevation of 30 with respect to the top of the hill, and the angle of elevation of 60 degree with respect to the top of the pole. Okay, first of all, it's interesting. Suppose this to be the pole, the blue line to be the pole, and this is the angle of elevation from the ground. Now I don't know much about trigonometry, I just know some basic special triangles, and the special triangles tells me this is 30, this is 60, this of course is 90, so this will be 60, and for the this triangle it will be 30. Okay, now you can also name this. The only thing that one needs to remember is the special triangles ka property 30, 60, 90, 1, root 3, 2. Now obviously because there are two triangles, we will have to use because these are two separate ratios, we need to merge the ratios, and that is exactly what one needs to do. Now 30 के opposite is always going to be x, 60 के opposite वाला will be root over 3x, 90 के opposite वाला we don't care because typically that is not going to be used. 30 के opposite वाला will be y. Now this y is equals to root 3x. 60 के opposite वाला, this entire thing will be root over 3y. Okay, at this point what is it that they have asked? So at this point they have asked you to calculate the value of AB upon BC. I hope that is the, find the ratio of the height of the pole to the height of the hill. Yeah. Now this is going to be root 3y minus x by BC is obviously x. Now y is root 3x, so this will be root 3 into root 3x minus x by x. 3x minus x is 2x by x, that is 2 by 1, or you can also write this as 2 is to 1. So the answer to this will be this one. Very easy question, not really very difficult. Very interesting question, and this will actually teach you some concepts also. So the question says that circle C1 passes through A, B and C, while circle C2 passes through A, C and D. Centers of C1 and C2 are 4 cm apart and lie on AC and AD respectively. Find the area of the quadrilateral ABCD. Now first of all, we don't really need to draw any circle or anything, because it is given that AC and AD are the lines on which the centers lie. I can pretty much predict that this is the diameter of the circle C1 and C2. Now if the AC is the diameter of C1 and AD is the diameter of C2, I can just very easily say that E to be the center of AC, F to be the center of AD. It also happens to, if you are a bit observant, you will realize that the diameter always subtend 90 degree at the other part of the circle. So this angle ABC is a 90 degree, which effectively gives me the area of triangle ABC as half into base into height. So 6 into 9, that is 54. I'm doing it directly. Now what about the area of ACD? Now at this point, please pay attention to the triplets. This is 3 4s are 12, 3 3s are 9. So AC comes out to be 15. Now this is something that you can use, I don't know if you would appreciate it, but what is given in the next part of the question is that the centers are 4 cm apart. Now please recall something that you must have studied in your study sessions or your concept classes, something called as the midpoint theorem. Now you can Google that also at this point. Midpoint theorem basically states that the line that connects the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and is half of the third side. Okay, so this is going to be EF is half of CD. In other words, CD is going to be 8. Also EF will be parallel to CD. I know that EF and CD are not looking very much parallel, but that much you can make out because this is a hand drawn this thing. Now that's it. AC is 15, so half into base into height, again you will put, this is 90 degree, so 4 into 15 you'll directly get as 60. Now you add these two, you will get the area of the entire quadrilateral as 114 square centimeters. A very interesting one. All right. Let's go to the next question. In this question, we are told that a function is defined on the natural numbers as follow. F1 is given as 1, and then there is an algorithm given for f of 2. What we need to do is I'll need to substitute the algorithm. So this is n minus 1, that is f1, that is 1. This is going to be 3 by 2. Let's continue. This is going to be 1 plus 1 by 3, and f of n minus 1, that is f2 is 3 by 2. 4 by 3 into 3 by 2, that is 4 by 2. Now keep 4 by 2 as 4 by 2 only. F, okay. All right, so let's move ahead. So this is going to be 1 plus 1 by 4, f of 3, which is 4 by 2, 5 by 2. Okay. Now I think now we have got the pattern, and the pattern is pretty evident. When it is f of 2, this number is 3 by 2. When it is f of 3, it is 4 by 2. When it is f of 4, it is 5 by 2. So pretty much you can tell me what is going to be f of 100. You have to tell me. This is 101 by 2. This is just by the observation. Okay. Now typically what they have asked you is to find the summation of these functions. So from f of 1 plus f of 2 all the way till f of 100. There are multiple ways of doing it. You can do it the arithmetic progression way, you can do it the averages way. I am doing it the arithmetic mean way, okay, which is the averages way. So I'll take the first term. How many terms are there? From 1 to 100 there are total 100 terms. Okay, all right. So average is equal to sum by n. So there is a property of, this is a property of the averages. Okay. Now if you have to find out the sum, you can multiply the average with the sum number of terms. Number of terms is 100, and the average will obviously be the first term and the last term by 2. You can do it because it's an arithmetic progression. If you don't do it this way, you would have to calculate the common difference and do it the textbookish way. I would not do that. 1 plus 101 by 2, this is going to be 103 by 2 multiplied by 100. Okay. I hope I haven't made any mistakes. Oh, this is going to be not 1 plus 101 by 2. This is going to be 1 plus 101 by 2 by 2. First term plus last term divided by 2. Okay. Now at this point you could be a little smart. You could cut the 100 by this thing, and this is going to be 103 by 2. So this is 50 into 103 by 2. 103 by 2 is 51.5. Just multiply these two numbers, pretty much you will get the answer. Okay, let's do that. I am not very versant with these type of calculations. So 51.5 multiplied by 50 gives me 2575. Before I go to the next question, I must tell you that I solved it very easily, but then to understand the pattern and predict the last term, that the last term f of 100 will be 101 by 2 and not 100 by 2 would have taken you some time. Okay. All right, this question is interesting one. Says fx is a quadratic function. Okay, it attains a minimum value of minus 0.25 at x equals to 1.5, and then it says at x equals to 0 the value of the function is 2. Find the other value of x at which fx equals to 2. Now this is a concept type question. I have already discussed something like this in the algebra foundation. All right, so basically what you need to understand is that the graph of a typical quadratic equation or a quadratic function is that of a parabola, be it a upward parabola or a downward parabola. Because we are dealing with a minimum value, this has to be an upward parabola. Now this basically tells me that this graph basically attains a minimum value of minus 0.25 at the x coordinate or the x value 1.5. Okay, at x equals to 1.5 the y coordinate is minus 0.25. Okay, now it also goes about to say that at x equals to 0 the value of the function is 2. What does this mean? What it means that if you just, because you know typically you'll have two values. At x equals to 2, this is the first value, so this is the, you can say at this point you will find one root, you can call it an alpha, and the coordinate of alpha will be 0, 2. Now I have already told you in the class for the foundation algebra that the roots are always, or the graph is always symmetrical about this line. Okay, by symmetry what I mean is that the distance, the x coordinate ka distance, which is from this point, whatever this point, you can call it m, to alpha will be equal to the distance of the other root. Because it is a quadratic expression, it typically will have two roots, beta. All you need to tell me is that what is this distance going to be. This point is already 1.5, so the distance that you will add to it is 1.5 only, because 0 to 1.5 is 1.5. You will add 1.5 to it, so the coordinate will be 0, sorry, not 0, it will be 3, 2. Okay, I hope that made sense. Let's go to the next question. Two types of spices, P and Q, are mixed. Okay, I'll not do this one. Okay, this question, in the following diagram, measure angle ABC is 90 degree. Sorry, BAC is 90 degree. And length of AB is equal to length of AC, which is 12, and AD is 6. All of that is given in the figure. If it is known that AD is the angle bisector, great. That only goes about to tell you that this is 45 and the other part is also 45. So this is also 45 because it's an angle bisector. They're asking you to find out what is it they have asked you. Actually, the question should be to calculate this value. Okay, find out BD. Okay, so okay, I will give you two methods to solve this one. The first one, for which this question is designed, is the cosine rule. I'm pretty sure that the students are, I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but please get accustomed to the cosine rule. The cosine rule is something that is, you'll get them, get that in Google as well. Typically what it says is that if in a triangle, suppose if in a triangle ABC, I have the length of AB and AC given as alpha and beta, and the the angle between those two sides is x. The other side, BC, can be calculated as BC square will be alpha square plus beta square minus 2 alpha beta. And now understand, this alpha beta is not the angles, these are your lengths. 2 alpha beta cos x. Okay, you just need to substitute that, which is 12 का square, I'm directly writing it, 144 plus 36 minus 2 into 12 into 6 into cos 45 degree is 1 by root 2. Now, if you don't know the value of cos 45, you can use the 90, 45, 45 triangle to evaluate that. Now, this will be root over 2. Okay. So, BC will be under root of 180 minus 72 root 2. Okay. Now 72 and 180, there is a common element. 36 is a common element. 36 5s is 180 and 36 2s is 72. So I will try to write that. So it will be root over 36 5 minus 2 root 2. Okay. And if you take 36 out of the root sign, you will get 6 root over 5 minus 2 root 2. So this is going to be the answer. Not a very difficult question. Now, if you didn't know the cosine rule, what can you do in that? Then you have to use the 90, 45, 45 triangle. You'd have to add this length, sorry. Then you would have to add this length BC. You also have to attach this length, whatever this length is, and then you have to use the 90, 45, 45 idea, because this is 90. I will take this also as this thing. Okay, this is 6. This can't be 6. This is 12, 12. This is 90. Okay, so this will have to be 12 root 2. The entire BC length is 12 root 2. This will be 6 root 2. Because, you know, AD is given as 6. And I know for a fact that AM, if you call it AM will be 6 root 2. So DM will be, you will have to calculate the value of DM, which will be 6 root 2 minus 6. You can take 6 common and then it will be 2 root over 2 minus 1. And then you can use Pythagoras and all, you will get the value. It's not difficult, but then the agenda was to get you acquainted with the cosine rule. Alright, this is going to be the last question. PQRS is an isosceles trapezium with sides PQ and RS being the parallel. Given the circle is drawn inside the trapezium such that it touches the sides of the trapezium from inside. Length of PQ is 8. One thing that is very interesting that students should pay attention to is PS is equals to QR. Now, if you know the very basic property of your tangents and circle is that you will have to make use of the idea that, suppose, you know, I don't know, they haven't given the name to the intersection, so I am calling it PQRS. Let's say A, B, C, D. So I'm calling PA as 8x and this one as 8 minus x. Similarly, QB will be 8 minus x. External tangent to the circles will be equal. This length, if you suppose as y, this will be 18 minus y. Similarly, this will be 18 minus y. This is x, this is y, and it is given that PS equals to QR. That only means that x plus y is equals to 8 minus x plus 18 minus y. What does this mean? 2x plus 2y, or you can say directly 2 into x plus y is equal to 26. X plus y is equal to 13. That's it. Now, this length is 13. Okay, this length is also going to be 13. Now, all I need to do is I need to drop the perpendicular from P to this side. Okay. But unfortunately, I can't do much with this one perpendicular because I still have to know the value of this length that I don't know. So what do? I'll drop another perpendicular. Now I know the values. This part will be 8, and because it has to add up to 18, this will be 5 and 5 obviously by symmetry. So 5, 13. Can you not tell me this value? This has to be 12 because 12 ka square is 144. plus 25 is, I'm using the idea of triplets. They have asked you the value of the diameter, and the diameter will be exactly equals to 12. Okay, sorry, they have asked you the radius, so the radius will be 6. That's it. Thank you.